Hey everyone, Rainier again, and today we'll be delving into understanding and using Casket's inventory and the UI for it. Now, for those that weren't here in the previous video, we just had a quick look at installing it, either through building the code ourselves or just using the installer to get the application running. And we also have another video in the playlist where we have an overview of all of these things that we'll be discussing in these videos going forward. But let's not get carried away. Let's focus on the first step of understanding how to use Casket today, and that is the filters, the inventory and the filters. For those that aren't aware, when you go into Counter-Strike, if you look at your inventory, it's going to be only your inventory, nothing that's in a storage container, which means only what's actively in your inventory on Steam at the moment. What makes this a pain is if I want to manage anything across, say, 10 different other storage units, especially stuff that I've placed, in there maybe like 5 years ago, it just becomes an absolute nightmare to have to filter through everything by opening a storage unit, loading it, withdrawing it. Like, it just becomes really tedious. So let's have a look at Casket and how we can use this to get an edge and make our lives a lot easier. Let's say, for example, I want to dig into any one of my other containers and get a great overview of what exactly is happening in there. Now, luckily, Casket makes it super simple. Top right corner, you can see we're looking at our inventory only. We can look at specific storage units, for example, my capsules, team stickers, I don't know, maybe like my danger zone cases, for example. Or if I'm feeling real crazy, I can look at all my items, which will then list all 3,700 indexed items, and I can just go through every single one of them if I want to do so. Going back to inventory only though, let's have a look at the filters now that we understand how the storage units work. The filters here are great because they allow you to search any one of the index skins and it will tell you exactly where it is and all the other information that's relevant to that skin. Let's have a look and see if we can find our little R8 revolver again. If I go amber fade, you'll see that there are no matches. So no matches for my filter. That's not a problem though, because if I go all items, there we go. We can see that it's located the item and it tells me, hey, this is under the general skins. What makes this great is, let's say I don't want this under general skins anymore, I can click on it and I can simply withdraw it, in which case it creates a job and moves it into my active inventory, which means I can now see it. And so when I open the game, it will be under my inventory. This is something that you cannot do in the game. In the game, you have to withdraw from the storage unit directly and let it load, and obviously that takes a lot of time and it's really painful. So especially in bulk. So let's go ahead, we'll move this back under general skins because I do not want to leave it under my inventory. Creates another job and it will finish it for us. So let's say we go back to all items and we want to look at a specific weapon. Maybe we want to look at all of our AKs. Maybe we look at all of our M4s. Maybe we want to look at only min wares. Maybe we only want to look at stuff that's tradable at the moment based on price. Maybe there's something in a collection here. I don't even know if I've got anything in a specific collection. I don't know them awfully well. No, I don't. I don't. But anyway, long story short, we can have a look and see which one of these M4s they are here. Let's actually go fact new. Actually, I do have a fact new one. We'll do the dead hand collection. And there you go. You can see the Electrum. Based on tournaments, one of the main use cases for me with the tournaments is going to be stickers. I can categorize my stickers. I can categorize different players or teams. It's just super simple to be able to fetch specific items based on this. I can look for skins, knife, gloves, stickers, and it goes on and on. I can look for skins that are stat track only, maybe stat track and souvenir, although yeah, that doesn't exist. Does it have stickers in a stat track? Well, there you go, it sure is. Does it have stickers and some charms? It sure does. I can use all these filters to quickly filter through all of my items across all of my storage units. I can also click on specific items, see the where, pattern, the location, what storage unit it's in or in my inventory, and we'll get into CS2 a little bit later, but just know that you can actually list directly from here as well. You can bulk select using shift to get into a whole bunch of them at the same time. I can bulk move different things into different cases if I wanted to do so. I will not do this right now. I don't want to cause any pain for myself, but just know you can easily do that. The other thing that we'll dig into with the inventory is just the storage unit overview real quick over here. It just gives you a great overview of like where you're at with all your storage units, how much space they have left and what they're worth. I don't know why Steam doesn't show you exactly how much space you've got left. It's ridiculous, but whatever, it's fine. This is just way quicker than having to filter through each freaking individual storage unit on Counter-Strike itself. It's ridiculous. On the UI side, we've got schedules, which we'll dig into a bit later again. The value, which again we'll dig into a bit later, and CS2, of course, which will come in a later video. Now, of course, the guide is here. The guide explains everything I've just explained, and probably in greater depth and detail because I may have missed a thing or two. But again, if this video has been super helpful in helping you understand how to use Caskt to its best potential, feel free to drop a like or a comment, and yeah, my line's always open, so any feedback, or if you need help, there's a Discord server as well, or you can just DM me directly on Twitter, or whichever works best for you. Hope this has helped someone, and I hope you guys have a great day. Happy trading.